Ever notice someone who seems to care deeply but never says a word about it? The kind of person who remembers the little details, quietly shows up when it matters, or lingers in the background, subtly supporting those they care about. Their love doesn't roar, it whispers. It's silent, patient, and often misunderstood. Yet, behind that quiet exterior is a rich, psychological world, a mind that loves deeply but expresses it without fanfare. Why do some people choose silence over words when it comes to love? What drives someone to feel intensely yet hold back from expressing it openly? Is it fear, strategy, personality, or something else entirely? The psychology of those who love in silence reveals surprising truths about the mind, emotion, and human connection. And understanding it can completely change how relationships are perceived. Some silent lovers are the meticulous observers. Imagine someone who notices when a favorite mug goes missing, a coat is left behind, or a subtle change in mood passes across a face. These small observations are stored, remembered, and acted upon, often in ways that seem almost invisible. A warm note tucked in a bag, a favorite snack left on a desk, a quiet gesture at just the right time. Psychologically, these individuals are wired for empathy and attentional focus. Their love is expressed through action rather than words. Verbal declarations can feel clumsy or inadequate to capture the depth of what they feel. By observing closely and acting discreetly, they provide a consistent presence, a love that's quietly reliable. Then there's the protective type. Picture someone who instinctively steps in to shield a loved one from discomfort or pain, but never announces their devotion. They absorb stress silently, intervene subtly, and stand guard without seeking recognition. This mindset comes from conscientiousness and a strong sense of responsibility. Love for them is active, practical, and grounded in service. Words can seem fragile, actions are durable. Silence, in this case, is intentional. It's a way to provide safety and stability without overwhelming or intruding. Another profile is the introspective romantic. Some people process emotions internally, carefully reflecting on feelings before ever expressing them. They think about trust, timing, and the impact of their words, and often hold back out of thoughtfulness. The psychology here is fascinating. Reflective thinkers often weigh vulnerability and risk before speaking. Past experiences, social conditioning, or an innate need for certainty can make verbal declarations feel like a gamble. By loving quietly, they balance deep affection with caution, ensuring their actions align perfectly with intent. But here's the twist. Silence can also stem from fear or past hurt. Many silent lovers have been wounded before. Rejection, ridicule, or heartbreak taught their brains to link openness with risk. Their hearts remain full, but their expression is guarded. This type loves intensely but cautiously. Their silence is a shield, not a sign of absence. Care is shown through consistency, attention to small needs, and subtle gestures rather than spoken words. Understanding this requires empathy, patience, and an appreciation for the depth of unspoken commitment. Then there's the poetic or symbolic lover. Some people express love not with words, but through meaning and metaphor. A carefully chosen book, a shared song, or a note tucked where it will be found. These are their declarations. The psychology behind this is rooted in creativity and emotional sensitivity. They translate feeling into symbols because words alone feel limiting. Actions, gestures, and small tokens carry nuanced messages, allowing them to convey complex emotion in ways that words cannot. Their love is rich, layered, and intentionally understated. What makes silent love so compelling is its consistency and durability. Humans are wired to respond to both verbal and nonverbal cues. Words can be fleeting, spoken once, forgotten the next, but repeated, thoughtful actions build trust, attachment, and emotional resonance over time. Neuroscience suggests that acts of care and service activate reward pathways in the brain, reinforcing bonds in subtle but powerful ways. Silent lovers often exhibit high emotional intelligence. They notice subtle shifts in mood, anticipate needs, and regulate their responses accordingly. Their love is careful, measured, and responsive. While some may interpret their silence as indifference, it often reflects emotional maturity, thoughtfulness, and a commitment to authentic expression. Introversion also plays a role. For many, verbalizing love can feel exposing or exhausting. Internal reflection allows them to process emotions thoroughly, ensuring that every action is deliberate and meaningful. Silence becomes a medium for authenticity rather than avoidance. Yet silence is not without challenges. Misinterpretation is common. Others may mistake reserved affection for lack of care, creating tension in relationships. Recognizing the language of quiet love requires patience, careful observation, and sensitivity to subtle cues. Cultural and personal history further shape this tendency. Some individuals are raised in environments where emotional restraint is valued. Others have learned through experience that actions are more enduring than words. For these people, loving quietly is both learned and reinforced over time. The enduring power of silent love lies in its steadfast presence. Unlike the fleeting intensity of verbal declarations, quiet love thrives in consistency. It's in daily routines, in gestures that might go unnoticed, and in unwavering attention during difficult moments. Silent lovers create an invisible scaffolding of support that quietly strengthens bonds. They are like gardeners tending to a plot of soil, planting seeds of care, nurturing them patiently, and letting love flourish naturally. The blooms may appear subtle, but the roots are deep and strong. Their love is designed for longevity, not spectacle. Ultimately, silent love is not a deficiency. It is a unique psychological profile, encompassing empathy, conscientiousness, reflection, creativity, and emotional intelligence. Understanding it shifts perspective. Silence is not emptiness, absence, or indifference. It is an alternative, often profound, language of love. One that speaks through gestures, presence, and careful attention rather than spoken words. Those who interact with silent lovers are challenged to observe, appreciate, and reciprocate subtly. Recognizing their patterns can transform perceived ambiguity into deep understanding. Relationships can flourish when quiet love is acknowledged and respected on its own terms. Silent lovers remind us that love does not always need a voice to be felt. It thrives in attention, in presence, in the small, unseen acts that show care without announcement. It endures conflict, distance, and time because it is consistent, thoughtful, and patient. In reflecting on these types, observer, protector, reflective romantic, poetic lover, or wounded silent lover, it becomes clear that quiet affection is powerful, intentional, and deeply human. It teaches that gestures often speak louder than words, and that steady, patient love can be the most resilient of all. Which of these silent love types resonates most? Which behaviors reveal patterns in relationships that were once overlooked? Recognizing these nuances fosters empathy, strengthens connections, and deepens understanding of human emotion. Love in silence is not invisible. It is persistent, attentive, and enduring. It is a quiet force, patiently building bonds in ways that are often subtle but profoundly impactful.